What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How was your day? How was your week?
How's your life going?
So today's going to be a very interesting.
Welcome to episode 69.
Yes. Fun, challenging, and most probably vulnerable podcast we're going to have.
Should I do the sound effect now?
Sure. Oh, not that one.
Is that
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Yeah,
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that you don't know the song.
Maybe.
Let's talk
Anyway,
about.
I was trying to get that song for the podcast, but copyright stuff. And
it's all right.
We'll get pulled.
I'll sing it.
So yeah,
whenever
that's even better.
Feel like it, but no, it is a topic that is very challenging for most.
Hey, this is supposed to be a fun episode.
It's going to be fun, but it's going to be real. It's going to be honest. There are some couples that may be going through some challenges and obstacles. I know that we did at the beginning, so I'm going to do my very best to take myself back to that moment so that I can give you guys some real stuff.
So episode 69, you decided to let the girls
let
out.
The girls out.
Let them
They're
titties
right.
out.
It's, you suck.
For those of you that are not watching, you can check this out on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. But no, we got quite a bit of questions.
I should have wore shorts like you were saying.
Oh, and then the fake
nuts hanging out the side.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What was that? What was that movie? I think it was with Johnny Knoxville where he plays the old, like they put him in that old makeup and the old outfit, but he's got like these really short shorts and he's got his nuts hanging out the side.
Yeah. So, we're going to give you guys the raw, the real, and everything above so that we can help you guys get your groove on. Okay. So, how do we want to start this off? I mean, we've been together for 12 years.
Yeah, we're going on 12 years next month.
Yeah, going on 12 years next month. And
married for 12 years.
Yes. Yeah. Together for what, 13?
Yeah.
We got married like a year
later. A year after we met.
And people that know me know that is not.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was fast. That was
not after we met, but yeah.
Yeah,
like after we were dating. Yeah.
Yeah, a year after dating, we got married.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And so we have tons of questions from listeners, and they're all anonymous. So don't worry, we're not going to throw anyone's name out there. I'm kind of Miguel has to check me.
It's okay. If you do drop a name, I'll edit it like I had to do last time.
So let's go back, babe. Let's go back.
12
years at the beginning. Of course, everything is new. Everything is exciting. You have those butterflies. Like, everything is so real.
Real?
Right? Everything is so real. I'm a freak. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very intuitive with what I like and what I want. And I'm aggressive at it. I'm pretty aggressive. Like, I let it be known.
Yeah. You're not scared to
voice.
Yeah. To say
my needs,
what you want.
Or my wants.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what was different, I feel, because I was already very in tune with myself.
Yeah.
Before we started. And I am 6 years older than Miguel, for those of you that don't know. So I came into this relationship with a little bit of insecurity. And so I'll throw that out there as well.
She thought I wanted to hit it and quit it.
No, babe, I did not.
No.
I didn't at all.
Well, no, but at first you were kind of like, I don't know what's going to, like, if this is going to work or.
Well, no,
that was in the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't want it long term.
Yeah.
You were cute. You were going to be my play toy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but there were other. I'm like, oh, look, he's cute. Because I wasn't looking for a relationship. I never wanted to get married and I never wanted kids. And not only that, my checklist that I had for for the person I was going to date, you had a lot of things that were not on that checklist. You know, just throwing it all out there.
I don't know why. I don't know why, like thinking about when we first started, it just reminded me of the movie Step Brothers. When one of them, like, I mean, the way they said it was different, but you are a freak. But one of the brothers calls the other brother a curly-headed freak. You remember that? Oh, my God.
That would have been a good clip.
That would have been funny, right?
That would have been a good clip.
Curly-headed freak.
So anyways.
That's one of our favorite movies, by the way. Step
we
Brothers.
both came into this relationship with a history.
Yeah.
Right?
Previous history.
Right. And I think that a lot of us bring that baggage into our new relationships or any other insecurities that we have. Maybe.
And it may not even be from a previous relationship. No, it could be how you grew up or, whatever.
Right. But we're not all aware of that. Like, I wasn't aware of, once you and I connected at the beginning, I didn't realize that insecurity was there.
Yeah.
Until it started getting more serious. Right? And
until you started realizing that, hey, this might go on for a while.
I think I actually think I like this toy. I think I might keep him in my drawer. And then once I made the decision that I was going to keep him, I'm like, well, maybe I should add a lock to that drawer. No.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. So, let's talk about that.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about you as well. I mean,
so when we first met, actually our first date, not too much happened. Our first date. No. And then I think it took a few.
Yeah.
Took a little while. But our first date, I went and picked up the movie Titanic. Mm-hmm. We watched some of it. We watched most of it, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But, I kind of did the yawn, put my arm around you. Right?
Right.
And then what happened?
And then I sent him home.
Yeah. We were, so I had my arm, kind of you do that slick shit where you freaking, I got to stretch and I put my arm around you. But this is
so natural.
But this is what
For
happened.
reals?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, ooh, let me stretch out here. And then I put my arm around you. Okay. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what part of the movie or if there was a certain part of the movie, but you started licking my finger and sucking on my finger. I think I must have been like grabbing your leg or doing something.
Oh, yeah. I'm not just going to start.
I would have been like, holy shit. This is moving quick. I just wanted to get my arm around this girl and she's already sucking my finger. But hey, our moms better turn this off now before we move any further.
Right. But nothing else happened.
Because it's only going downhill from here.
But nothing else happened.
That was it.
He went into his car.
And
he
then
ended up getting home late and he had to do what he had to do because he was full and he didn't get to release. So, anyways. Okay. So, our relationship, again, I've always been open and especially when it comes to sex. So I wasn't that shy individual. Now,
and neither was I.
Once time started to, once we got together and then we ended up staying together, things started, there were obstacles that came about because I am very sexual.
Yeah.
And Miguel, not so much. And
not as much as you.
Yeah, right. And there was a point where I think I just got frustrated because I felt that I was always the one initiating. Yeah. And then I had this thought, you know what? And this is wrong. Now I know. But back then I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try. And I'm going to see how long it takes for him to,
approach you.
To approach me. And good thing I was going to the gym because that's where I release a lot of my stress.
Yeah.
But I remember getting so pissed. And I wouldn't say anything. and I just became an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just get very short with you. I stay away from you at times when I get like that. It's so weird. It's just so crazy. And it didn't end well because I was not communicating then. And the reason why, and then after a while, I start to feel insecure as a woman because I'm thinking to myself, is it me? Is it something, maybe he's not attracted to me anymore? Maybe it's that, or maybe it's this. You start thinking of all kinds of craziness. And then, I remember years, like after a while, I think I brought it to your attention. Yeah. I mean, you can jump in anytime now, with your side.
Well, no, what I'm saying, I think what it was is like you were always about it, down to, do it. So I remember sometimes I was like, you're not even giving me a chance to initiate sometimes. Because it's like once and then like the next, and not that it's a bad thing, but, and then you're telling me that I'm not initiating. It's like, all right, well, like get off for a minute and then, I can try and initiate something. But it's like you would keep coming back. But anyway.
Are you, you're not complaining?
I'm not complaining.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying I remember thinking like it's hard for me to initiate if you're always, and I can't help, it is what it is. Yeah. But
go ahead.
But then after a while you did come up to me and you told me what was going on. And then
so I'm going to tell you how the conversation went down. Because when I decided to open up to him, and I started to feel like I was looking for attention outside. So I started to recognize now how I was feeling. And I recognized this feeling. And I know what that feeling leads to.
Yeah.
And I love Miguel. I love you. And I know that at this point, like we were in it.
Yeah. Like we were having some trouble.
It was getting really bad because there were other things like your temper. Yeah. There was a lot going on during this time. The communication wasn't as where it's at today. Miguel was very short and there was just a whole lot going on. And I knew that if I kept doing this, that I was going to cheat. Like I felt, not that I knew, I didn't want that to happen. So in order for that not to happen, because my needs weren't being met, that I needed to be upfront with you.
There's another thing too, is at that time, we were busy as shit, like we always are. Not that that's an excuse.
Yeah, we had 3 extra kids.
I was focused on what I was doing. Not as much on the family and what's happening. Like, because my thought at that time was, I gotta do the best I can at work and I need to move up and we need to make money and we need to do that. So like that was
your focus.
The majority of my focus. And then there's something, I think we kind of figured it out eventually, but you like to do it at night, right? And usually at night.
And during the day.
Well, during the day, I'm not home.
You're at work.
I would be at work.
Yeah.
But when I would get home from work, there was more stuff that would need to get done. By the time night came around, I was falling asleep. Like I was exhausted, And then you weren't really into it in the morning. Like you would rather in the afternoon or at night or whatever. Yeah,
because we're busy as hell in the morning.
Yeah. So we just kind of kept missing each other too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just I want, I'm trying to take myself back emotionally so that I can give them the raw, the real.
But I don't know what it was that I listened to, or I was, like you talked to me and I was listening to things, like, how when you're going through something and you listen and normally you wouldn't catch whatever you're listening to, what they're saying, but because that's what you're going through at that time, that stands out to you. And it was something, I can't remember where I listened to it or whatever, but it was kind of like that. It's pretty, like, it's not fair. It's not fair that we're in a relationship. And if I'm not doing what I need to do, it's not fair to you, and even though, yes, it's sex and it's something that's intimate, it's still something that you have to do. It has to be fulfilled.
See, and I don't like the way that sounds. I don't want you to feel like you have to do.
No.
I want you to
no, it's
want
not.
to.
No, and I do. But I'm saying that it's also like, even if you're not into it in that moment or at that time, or like, you still have to take
work.
Yeah.
I
You
see
still
got to
do it.
Yes.
You know, so, and it took me a little bit to realize, like, hey, that, you know, it's fucked up what I'm doing, you know?
I don't think that I didn't take it like that. Everyone's different. Like, yeah, you may not be as sexual as me, but that's where we can come together and I can understand. And that's what happened, because this didn't only happen once. Okay. We've been together for quite some time. It happened in this house, and we've been in this house for 3 years. So
yeah,
when we're talking about the situation right now, it happened in our older house. It was, you know, quite.
Another thing was getting in shape too.
Yeah, let's talk about that, but because that has a lot to do with it. Matter of fact, I have that on my list. It's funny. Oh, yeah. So for those of you that are going through this, just sit down with the other person and talk about it. Talk to each other. You have to also trust your partner. Like, I had to trust you enough and feel comfortable with you that you wouldn't judge me.
Yeah.
Because most men, if your woman, think about it, if your woman were to come up to you and say, listen, my needs aren't being met. I'm starting to feel that I'm liking the attention, like walking by or, getting that attention. Most men wouldn't take it the way Miguel took it. They'd be like, what the? And then boom, there's a fight.
Yeah.
But when I brought it to your attention, you didn't come at me. You didn't judge me. You were there to listen.
My thought was like, all right, because it was a saying, like, I love you. I love Sonja, and I don't want you to feel insecure or unfulfilled or whatever. You're my wife. And if that's how I'm making you feel because of how I'm acting, and maybe I'm not even, like, you're thinking about sex and I'm thinking about all kinds of other shit. And it could be the other way around too. Like, you're thinking about the notary business and I'm trying to get, a steak and a dick suck or something, but you're so focused on what is going on here. And, we just have to be open and thinking about, like, okay, if she's not happy, then I gotta take that into account. So
weird though is I always put you first when it comes to that, because men are usually the ones that are more sexual. They're just sex. Okay. Sex is always on their mind, and I don't want you not fulfilled.
This is okay. So this explains a big part of it. The 5 love languages. For those of you that listen to this podcast, you got that. This is something that we recommend for couples. And for those of you that know me, I am not a religious person at all, and this book has helped so much. So even with the religious context, if you remove it, it's still a great book with great information. And one of the things that they were talking about is that you have to find out your partner's love language, like what fills up their love tank. There's different ways. And for Sonja, that
Miguel's filler.
But this is the thing, is that if you think about what we were going through and what was happening,
it was.
Sonja's love language is physical touch, and mine is acts of service. So when Sonja was getting frustrated, like, doesn't he love me? Doesn't he want to be with me? And I'm thinking to myself, mine is acts of service. And what I'm thinking is, like, I'm fucking busting my ass. I wake up at 4 a.m. I get to work. I work overtime. I get home. I'm doing stuff. Like, I'm cleaning stuff up. Maybe I wash something or make some dinner or take the kids to go do something. And I'm exhausted at the end of the night. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, don't you get it? And we're just completely missing each other.
And we were unaware of that book. We had no idea back then. So we were just trying to figure this out together. And the one thing that we had in common is that we were okay about talking about everything. Yes, at times it would take us a moment.
Yeah, because some things are more complicated. It takes a little bit of time. It takes several conversations. Sometimes we have one conversation and it's done. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we got to revisit things over and over again.
Yes, it is, because a relationship, you're constantly growing. And if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. Okay, write that down. If you're not growing together, you're growing apart. And that did happen to us at one point, and we'll talk about that. But again, if you're thinking, well, you know what? My husband is a hothead. He doesn't listen. It's hard to talk to him, and this and this and that. You know, it's like, okay, leave him out of this. And let's talk about you. What are some issues that you have going on? How are you feeling? Why are you feeling this? And start to really take time to learn more about you, because the more you learn about you, makes it so much easier to get things together. Because instead of blaming, because there might be some issues that you're unaware of.
Yeah.
Because maybe he doesn't want to open up to you because you're an asshole too, right? Two assholes are together. It's going to make it a little difficult, you know?
Yeah.
You've been through it. So, but there's a way to work it out.
Yeah.
And it's all about sitting down with a person, not when you're angry. When you're having a good time, actually, would be a good time to say, you know what, babe? Listen, I know that, you know, we haven't been having sex, and I haven't, you know, whatever, been, you know, doing this or doing that. And I love you, and I want this to work. And that's how we started. I want this to work. Like, you're the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and I want to get freaky with you, baby.
And the wrong attitude is to get pissed. Like, oh fuck, man, she's always fucking bugging me. Oh man, here she fucking goes. Like, no, I can't be like that.
But you know, it's the woman has
we've always taken it as like, all right, something's up, and we got to make this work. Yeah. You know that, and not just with sex, with everything.
Yeah. So number one is
it's the communication that we always go back to.
Yes.
And it's important with this too, like starting with the small stuff and then working your way up, because sex is something that's so intimate that even maybe with your partner, if you're not used to having that kind of communication, that may be hard to talk about.
Right.
You know?
So that's where it starts.
So you have to start with the small things.
Yes.
Talk about the small things, talk about everything. So that way you can have the bigger, more intimate conversations like this.
Right. And even if the other person is not willing yet to listen,
wear them out.
No. You do what you need to do. Like, that's what I did. I started first reading the Bible, and in the Bible it says,
that's what took you?
In the Bible it said, well, not back then. Okay, so we moved to this house when?
I've never thought, like, I'm so horny, I need to go read the Bible.
Shut up, babe. I'm talking about, like, communicating, you know, when things were getting rough here, you know, I started to look within. Yeah. I'm like, okay, why am I feeling insecure? Right? Yeah. Why does his age even matter? Like, why does that matter? You know, so I had to start digging deep to find out what is wrong with me. Like, instead of looking at you, I'm like, okay, what is wrong with me? Why am I feeling this way? And then I started to just journal and think about my childhood. I started to think about everything. And then I realized where all this was coming from, my insecurities.
Yeah.
You know, and so I had to go back and fix some shit. I realized that, you know, I didn't have my dad in my life, you know, when I was younger. You know, him and my mom divorced. And so there was just a lot of betrayal and just a lot of divorce, a lot of crap happening around me. And I always just remember hearing the men get the blame for it all. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what exactly took place, but to me, you know, marriage, love, all of it was all negative. It was all bad.
But sex was good. Yeah.
So just when you think you've resolved your issues in your relationship, years go by and they resurface. Because it's always a marriage is constant work. Not like hard work, but it's growing.
A good work.
Yeah, it's growing together. And, you know, to me, the longer we've been together, man, the sex has only gotten better.
Let me tell you guys, relationships, sex, it's just like jujitsu. The more you learn, I'm just kidding. The more you learn, the more you do it. It's work, but you like it and you get good at it.
Right. But there's some couples, babe, that have been together for years and haven't had sex in months.
Yeah.
And so this is what this is about.
Grab a titty.
Touch
it, like flick a wiener or something. You got to do something. Shit. I do that all the time. We've talked about this. One of the ways to keep that marriage alive is fucking grab a titty every once in a while. Grab a dick every once in a while when they're walking by.
We play with each other. We're very playful with each other, and it's great. 2 days ago, you were in the kitchen. You were bending over for something, and what did I do?
Oh, my God. Oh, my. From behind. You freaking reached inside my shorts, underwear, and everything.
Babe,
and
shut up.
All the way around. I'm like, what the
Shut up. Why are you getting so... I didn't want to go over all that. They don't need to know all the details.
Look up a rusty trombone without the rusty part.
Oh my God, shut up. But we're just very playful like that. He'll walk by me and he'll grab a boob or something. You have...
No, that helps.
There has to be... I don't know. It's fun. You have to have fun together.
It should be fun. It shouldn't just be like a boring, okay, let's do it, and you're done.
Yeah, no.
It should be fun.
I would die.
So how did we get to where we were when we first, because, we've always been open, but we didn't start out the way we are today.
No.
So how did we get from when we first met to where we are today?
I think
with all the freak shit that we have now.
You know what, though? I think it had, I had a lot of stuff before you even came.
You had some.
Okay. I had some. Yeah, I have more now. You're right. Okay. Anyway.
I'm just saying.
Shit. I know, but I just lost my train of thought.
How did we get... So you had some stuff.
Okay.
No,
we went through hard times, man. We had to go through some hard times. Yeah. And this is the thing. Miguel has always been open. He's always been open.
How did we get from where we were in the beginning, like where it was just, because you don't start out freaking busting out all kinds of shit on somebody when you first meet them.
No, I just, within time,
So how did we get from there to today?
You know what helped us? I know what helped us was personal development. Because you said you were listening to some shit that made sense after I had already brought it to your attention, but he wasn't really hearing me. Like, you heard me.
You know what? That happens all the time with everything. I tell you shit all the time, and you'll tell me shit all the time, and we don't hear a fucking thing. But as soon as somebody else says it, it's like, oh, fuck, that's a good idea. Like, I remember with Legal Shield, there was one time I was telling you something and telling you, and you were like one of the top producers in the business. So you got to go, I think it was like have dinner with one of the top people in the company to, kind of pick their brain and stuff like that. And they said something pretty much exactly what I told you. And they're like, hey, this is what they... And I was like, are you fucking serious? I've been saying that. But I'm saying, like, you pick that up. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't, like, even though we may say it, we'll pick it up when somebody else says it.
Yeah. I think and seriously, because I knew I had to marry you if I wanted to stay with you. Because if we didn't marry, for me, in my mind, we weren't going to have kids either if we were just
Yeah.
I'm single.
Yeah.
Like, marriage to me was it's very loyal. It's
like a sacred thing.
It is.
Yeah.
And so once I said I do, I do.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way.
And so we had to work this out. There were things that we had to work out. And I think that we were both open from the beginning. So it's hard to explain because someone might be out there with someone else who is not open. And that's why I was saying you have to start with yourself. You have to be that person to be selfless. Maybe you are going to have to initiate a little more. Maybe you're going to have to say, hey, what are you doing tonight? I want to go to Fascinations. I want us.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I want us to go to Fascinations.
Together.
And then maybe one night, you can surprise him and say, are you okay with watching a little something?
Yeah.
Babe, stop. Are you, maybe the kids are out and about, and
yeah.
And buy that sexy outfit or whatever it may be, that, new toy, and surprise him with it, and put something on, and maybe you take the first step.
Yeah.
And that's when maybe things will start to open up. But again, one of the questions.
And say something.
Yeah.
Like if there's something that you want, something that you want done, like just drop a little hint or something, like say something. Because if you don't say anything, nobody will ever know.
Right.
And try something and pay attention to your partner's reaction,
Yeah. Someone asked me if there's an anonymous question asking if if we've ever watched porn, and if we did, do we feel that it brought us closer or further apart?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm down.
Yeah.
And I think, you were down.
So I'll say it's been a while. It's been a long while since we've watched any kind of porn together. And it's not something that we've never really done a lot of it. We have done it a bunch of times. And
it doesn't last. It doesn't stay on we don't focus on it very.
I can't think of any negative effects that it's had, but maybe that's just, the reason that it hasn't is because we kind of address each other's insecurities. Like we know, like it's an enhancement. It's not like I need this to get off.
Right.
It's just like, hey, let's watch. And the truth is, like, we'll turn it on, we'll watch it. And then, we start going at it. And then before you know it, it's just on.
Right. Yeah.
Like we're doing better than they are.
We're like, maybe we should make our own. No?
We should. I'd be like, that cameraman needs to turn around and check this out.
But again, it has to do with the individual, because there are some men out there who are insecure and don't want and they'll watch it on their own, but they won't watch it with their woman, because what is she going to think of me? What is she going to say? Is she going to judge me? Is she going to think this? Is she going to think that? And I still not feel like that, but when we haven't watched it in a long time, by the way, we only own one TV in this house. Okay. So we're very proud of that. That's funny. We were talking about that the other night. And so, the kids are usually
so it's hard to watch porn because we only have one TV in the house. Right. So it's either Paw Patrol or porn.
One of the P's.
Oh, shit.
But what was I saying right now? Oh, with your insecurities. Sometimes if there's insecurities involved, and maybe the woman is insecure with her body or whatever it may be, it's going to be difficult for her if the man suggests. So women, if it is something that you want to, dip into or whatever, you be the one and ask him, but you have to be ready. Like, you can't get mad at him if he's like getting excited about it. For me, when I feel you getting excited, that
it
makes
gets you excited.
Me excited. Like, it's all about you for me.
You know what? This may be episode 69. Obviously, we gotta. There's a lot of things that we need to think about, because we're not going to be able to get through everything in 1 hour.
No.
Because the truth is, a lot of it has to do with how we are together. Because we've also gone to strip clubs together, and it's not like a freaking I'm getting slapped looking at some girl's titties that's walking. Like, it's like, all right, some girl with nice titties is walking by, but I'm not going home with her. I'm going home with my own nice titties.
Yeah.
But we've always been like, the insecurity part is not there.
Yeah.
But if it is, like you were saying, like if it is, it's
so
not,
today, let's just tell them.
Go for it.
So today, before the podcast, we were going through some of the questions that we received, and I'm sitting there with him, and we're trying to just
figure out some stuff.
And before, I was insecure, and I know it's not 100% gone, because when you brought it up today, I felt a little...
Okay, so this is what we were talking about. So I was listening to another podcast. This is years ago, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were talking about, like, let's say, just hypothetically, if you were to look through my history and you see that I've been looking at porn. Now, would you have a problem with that?
Not as long as I'm being fulfilled.
So as long as you're good to go,
as long as you're giving me my needs, I'm okay.
It's like whatever.
Right.
Now, let's talk about what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like, let's say that I'm looking at curly-haired Latina with big titties.
Be like, dang, he's looking me up. No.
You know, right? Because like, oh shit, if that's what he's into,
yeah,
cool. Then that's what he. So now, what if I was looking up at Asian girls?
See, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care.
And that's because you're secure with...
As a woman.
You know, as a woman. And you know what? Maybe I'm going through a phase. I'm like, hey, fucking let me check this out or whatever. Now, we did mention where, like, what if I'm looking at young girl?
Yeah,
or
no, I told you. Now, if I saw in your history that you're looking up young...
Like young girl. Not young underage, but I'm like just young.
Right, yeah.
Like I'm specific. It's not like I happen to stumble upon a hot young girl.
Yeah.
I'm specifically looking for younger girls.
And then at first I had like a little nudge. Like I felt a little something in me.
Yeah.
But then he's like, all porn, a lot of porn, they're young. Like
they're going to be younger, yeah.
They're going to be younger than what I am. So you got me there. But at first I felt a little, but that has to do with an insecurity in my past. You know, just being with a younger man.
Yeah. But
it was cool because before that would give me a knot in my stomach. It didn't give me a knot. It just kind of moved me just a tad, but not.
Because what we were talking about is like, if I was to look up, let's say, Asian girls, that's not something that you could give me. You know, like if I'm looking up pretty much, you know, something like you, then it's like you can give that to me. But if I'm looking up something that you can't give me, like, how does that make you feel?
Why,
do
you guys know, do Asian women have different vaginas? Are they shaped differently?
No, it's just what people are into. I just picked that one as an example.
Oh, okay. Right?
But what I'm saying is, like, you can't be Asian, you know, and if that's what I'm looking at, but you don't feel any type of way or any insecurity about. But the age one, you did feel something for a second. Yeah. And then what we kind of talked about was like, you see, that's because you have an issue with that.
Yes. Or say if I'm like, I am overweight right now, but say if I was like totally, you know, heavy set, you know, and a lot of girls that are heavy set have they're insecure because how they look. They're not happy with themselves. Yeah. So when they see their man looking at, you know, porn and these girls are all skinny with big butts and big boobs, they're going to feel a certain way because they're insecure. So we as women have to get secure with who we are. We have to be happy with who we are. And if we're not, then we need to make a change because it all starts with us. It all starts.
And for men, like that's something that we have to help with.
Yes.
Because we're together and we're a couple and we're like, you're with me. You know, and I'm supposed to be the one that wants you more than anybody. And if you don't, then that's where sometimes like the insecurities can stem.
Right. So if the bedroom has been dead, okay, lately, it's time to start educating yourself. I mean, that's what we did. We started listening to stuff.
Yeah.
You know, podcasts, reading books. Like we started to look for answers. Yeah. You know, we just didn't stumble upon this great relationship that we have today. I mean, just 2 years ago. Yeah, like 2 years ago. Okay, we went through some issues again because I was in the best shape ever 2 years ago. Well, we've been in this house for 3 years. So 2 years ago, you weren't at the beginning. No, you weren't. Not at the beginning living here.
I don't know.
Because you became more sexually active when you started to feel better about yourself. Yeah. So we were going through some stuff here, I remember. And I had to bring up, you know, that topic again. Like, you know, I'm not.
You're not.
I need me some. I need some. My knees. I'm running short here. So we had to have that. We had to revisit that conversation again. And you know what I did? I went to I don't know where it was, but I went out. I got new lingerie. Remember?
Yeah.
You came home. Remember?
Yeah.
The lights were off. I had some candles on.
Candles were lit.
I had the music, and I was ready to go at it. So there has to be some give and take.
Yeah. Get rid of the kids for the weekend.
Yes. Make a point. Make a date. Set a date with your significant other. Like, go ahead.
What is a good frequency? Like a good schedule? Like decent?
A good decent?
Like decent. It's not like over the top.
I would say twice a month.
Twice a month?
Like for a date?
No, I'm not talking about for a date.
Well, you're talking
busting
about
nuts.
Oh my God.
I would say
I can't answer that.
I
can't answer that.
Minimum to keep shit in order and balanced. Because that's the other thing is that when it's not happening, shit goes out of whack.
Yeah.
But I would say once a week.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah, because we have very crazy lives.
We've gone longer, but after 1 week is when you'll start to see
I'll start
the effects
to freak.
Yeah.
Yeah. After 2 weeks, I'm like, there's alarms going off everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Sonja's just got like a wet spot in front of her pants.
And then he knows because I told him, I'm like, listen, if you see me and I'm acting crazy,
yes.
If I'm acting crazy, like I'm bitchy and I'm just not myself, you need to take me to the bedroom.
That is one thing that there have been a bunch of times where I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with Sonja? Like, for real. I don't know what the fuck her problem. Like, she's just fucking going off, complaining about fucking everything.
Yeah.
But that is all it was.
Yeah.
That's all. It's just been a while since we had sex, and it's like, all right, let's go. And then
but this is the thing.
Then you put it down proper.
Right. Yes.
Proper.
Yes.
Hair's all fucked up. Look like a fucking bird's nest. And then we're good to go. We're good to go for a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
A week and 2 days later, she starts fucking looking crazy again.
So for women, come on, man. For women, okay, it's more mental. It's more emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not just going to put your penis in me. You're not going to do that.
Yeah.
For me, kissing is very intimate. Like, I need a good hot kiss with a little tugging in the back of the hair. Like, that kiss will set me off. And that is one thing I would like for you to work on.
Yeah. I do need to work on that.
Because
I just pull my wiener out.
You just give me these fucking pecs.
Yeah.
And they don't feel, it's just like, here you go.
Yeah.
See you. And so for me, kissing is very intimate. That's something, just kissing on the neck. I love to be touched, rubbed. And I'm a Miguel, how many times have I ever told you I want to make love?
Like twice.
Within how long?
In 12 years.
You got to know your mate, man. You got to know your partner. You got to know your partner.
Yeah.
Because here you may be thinking you're doing good, mission style, just, and she's bored out of her mind, like,
penis through the hole in your pajama pants.
I need something more exciting.
Yeah.
And, so you got to know. And that was one of the questions.
Hey.
Is there a difference between making love
and fucking
or getting jiggy?
Dude,
God,
you wrote down getting jiggy. That's the difference. That's the opposites attract coming out in the Opposites Attract podcast. She wrote, is there a difference between making love and getting jiggy with it?
Yes.
Getting jiggy with it.
Well,
there's a difference. Dude, okay. I will tell you, and you can fucking confirm this here now. When I've put it down on you, I don't think you can say that I was getting jiggy with it.
Babe, shut up.
Was I?
This is a podcast.
Would you describe it as getting jiggy with it?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Anyways.
But no, there is a difference.
I'm getting a little worked up. Oh, yeah.
All right. No. Podcast is over. See you guys later.
See you guys later.
Go to oppositetrackpod.com.
But yes, there is a difference. Yes. And know your woman, because she may be sweet.
You are very sweet.
But I'm crazy.
Yeah, she's
behind closed doors. Like, I want to be spanked.
All that shit.
Okay. And there is a difference between making love and getting jiggy with it. Okay. There's a huge difference.
Such a dork.
And so, yes, anonymous caller.
We should call Chris right now.
There's a difference. You got to talk to your woman. You got to talk to your man. Yeah. And listen, don't be scared to talk to them. Like, I am a talker. How do you feel about that when I talk to you?
I'm good.
Are you uncomfortable with it? Are you?
No.
And that for me is a huge. It's one that will light me up. You know, it's something that lights me up. Know your girl. But listen, Lindas. I don't know what you said to me one time.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know what you said. But he said something, but I was so into what we were doing.
Okay.
But it was like you got a broken record sound effect or something? Exactly. I was like, whoa, hold up. What did you just call me? No. I don't know what it was.
Did I call you bitch or something?
No, I don't know. I don't like the CUNT word.
Oh, come on.
I don't think it would have been that. But I don't know. It was just something, and I was like, come on. Yeah, hold up.
Oh, God.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Anyways, so you got to know your girl. And I forgave him because he was in the heat of the moment. I had this man screaming from the rooftop. So, hey. No.
Was it?
I don't, just stop.
Yeah.
Who knows? Just know that you guys sometimes,
okay,
women,
we won't
don't
be doing
stop
that one
what
again.
You're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing, and then let him know. Let him know, like, hey, what you said, it was kind of funny. But he never said it again. No,
yeah, I don't even know what it was.
I don't remember either. So obviously,
you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of that movie, MacGruber, where it's kind of like a spoof on MacGyver. You remember where they're having the sex scene, and the sex scenes they always cut to, what song is that? I can't remember. But anyway, they're having sex, and he's telling the girl, he's like, I'm gonna fill you up. I'm gonna fill you, and she's like, I'm gonna fill you. Like, she's just trying to talk dirty back to him, and she doesn't. She's just listening to what he's saying, and he's like, I'm gonna fill you up, and she's like, I'm gonna fill you up. He's like, no, don't say that. He's like, I'm gonna fill you up. She's like, I'm gonna fill you up. And he's like, fuck. So yeah, just pay attention. But I mean, you can try things. Don't go over the top right away, like off the deep end. But just try things little by little and pay attention. And if they're into it, then you can try a little. And then you know what? When you have the communication, you can have a talk later. Like, hey, what'd you think about? I tried this, but I wasn't sure. What'd you think? And you never know. Your partner might be like, fucking go for it.
And listen,
or don't do that again.
Right. We had a conversation about having a threesome before.
Yeah.
And because I love you and I'm married to you, I could never do that. I could never do that. And it's because marriage is very sacred for me. Yeah. And I knew that. I know me. You got to know yourself, ladies, men. You got to know yourself. You got to know what you're doing. Are you okay with that?
This is the thing.
Is your spirit okay with that? Are you okay with that? Are you going to be okay? And know your relationship. Know your relationship.
Well, the thing is that you have to look at the upside. Like that's what we thought of. Like, okay, so we could do it. We could have a threesome and it could be fun. And, all right, cool. It's just another experience that we've had. or it could ruin everything. Like
right.
what are the chances? Like, okay, so we have a little bit of fun for one night, or it could just ruin our marriage. So like the downside of it is there's too much of a downside, at least, you know, and it just doesn't feel like, okay, this is something that I have to do, you know?
Yes.
So, and the thing is that we've talked about it, you know, you have to be able to talk about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's not easy. I mean, you know, if you're just starting off now, it's going to be difficult. It's going to feel weird. You're going to overthink things.
But I think a great way to start is with the lingerie. Lingerie, I mean, for women.
Well, what about men,
for women
though?
especially.
Okay, we're talking for women, two women, but what about the man?
I think the fascinations is a good idea.
To go together.
Like invite your girl, invite your wife. Like, hey, let's go to the store. Or I have a surprise for you. Let's go. I want to take you shopping. Or let's go look at some stuff, you know, and then on your way there, you can explain where you want to go. And you guys can check it out.
But you have to see, and this
I don't know.
is the
Some
thing.
people are super fucking uptight.
Yeah, yes, because some relationships would be like, okay, well, did you do this with somebody else? Why now?
You got to cut that
We've
shit
been
out.
together for 10 years. You've never done this before. Why now? I can totally hear that going on in a relationship.
Yeah.
And then it's starting to fight. And all he or she was trying to do was spice up the bedroom. So maybe don't surprise. No. You want to sit down. You want to talk and say, listen, baby. And always come from love. Always come from love. And don't point fingers. Don't be like, because of you, I felt that I had to do this for us. That's not going to end well. It's like, hey, baby, listen, I love you and I want to please you. And I know I've been, you know, a shithead, but I want to do something for us.
I want to get something special for us.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah. So you have to come from a place of love. It's like you got to humble yourself.
Or ask the question first. And then maybe you can wait a week or something like that. Like ask it like, hey, what do you think about this? Like what do you think if we got a toy? Or what do you think if they're like, I'm not, why? And ask them questions. Like, how come? Is there something, have you ever tried one? Have you, you know? Mm-hmm.
So challenges, we went over some challenges. Insecurities, I had insecurity with Miguel being younger. I had to look within to find answers. And I did end up finding answers. And I feel, because of that, our relationship has grown 10 times. So there's a lot of work that has to be done. What are other challenges that you feel that you've gone through that you've gone through personally, maybe having to do with me or, sex or, just what
as
are
far
some
as
things
sex,
that,
I think, we've talked that was pretty much the only issue. Like we've always been open. We've always been kind of adventurous. We've communicated well with, sex and everything else.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. So question, have I ever walked in on Miguel?
Somebody asked you that?
Like if either one of us have ever caught the other person looking at porn. And the answer is yes. And I was pissed as shit because I was not being fulfilled at that time. And I walked in and he was watching porn and we were not at a good place at the time.
No,
right? We were upset. I don't remember why. But I was, and I looked to see what kind of porn he was watching, and the girl was skinny as shit, didn't have an ass, nothing. So I'm like, really? But I was more.
I don't even remember what it was.
I was more upset. It was a white couple. He was getting her from behind, and he wasn't even cute either. But I think you just found the first thing and started playing it, and then going at it. And he was just about to. Did you finish?
Dude, girl, yeah, fuck yeah, I finished.
Yeah.
No, I remember. I'll tell you.
Yeah. So
we were angry. We were arguing about something.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, you walked in I was like angry jerking off. I was like fucking, because we were arguing about something. I was like, you know what, man, fuck this shit. And I fucking put some shit on. Yeah. And then you walk in and then you walked out and I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm finishing this motherfucker right now.
Yeah. And Miguel, see, he was an asshole back then. Like he just, I don't know how I dealt with you, because most men I would have never dealt with. Like I just would have been done with you a long time ago. Yeah. We may have had a kid at that time.
We did.
Okay.
They were sleeping.
But even then, I never was that woman who would stay in an unhealthy relationship because of kids. And you knew that because I made sure I would tell you all the time.
Yeah, no,
right?
You told me all the time.
Yeah, I would always, you know what? Like I always, like I was all for a divorce back then.
So
anyways, so yeah, I did walk in on him and I was pissed off, but I wasn't pissed off because he was watching porn. I was pissed off because my needs weren't being met. And here he is watching this shit, jerking off. I don't remember how, but we ended up talking about it and resolving it. Yeah. I don't remember how though, but yes, I did walk in on him. And this is my thing. Like I'm okay with him. I don't even think he should be watching it if I'm not fulfilled. That's simple as that. Yeah. Like if my needs aren't being met and I find out that you're watching porn, I'm gonna. Well,
that's the thing is that if you're taking care of business and you're just, wanting to squeeze one off real quick, then no big deal.
Right.
But if it's fucking months in between and you're freaking squeezing one off every time she turns her back, then you gotta, like, you're just kind of putting a Band-Aid on your penis hole, because you got some shit you got to work out.
Right. And so you have to keep it, you got to keep it spicy. You got to keep it spicy. You got to keep it hot. You got to try new things, because being together for a long time, if you keep doing mission style and that's all it is, it's going to get so old that you're not going to want it. You're just not going to, not going to want it.
And I think a great place to start is with the lingerie. Because if you're not, well, I'm just saying, like, if you're not a couple that is already doing this stuff, then it may be weird if you're like, you haven't done any of this stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, check this out, I got a fucking sex swing. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, don't do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. So start
Unless you talk to your partner about it.
No, you don't fucking, that's like doing meth as your first drug. You don't do that. You got to start out,
I don't think the swing was all that. I don't think the swing was up there with that. I don't think so.
Not. That's a different level. It's a different level of a thing. I'm saying is that
the handcuffs for the bed, the legs and the arms, I think that would be over the top. I don't think the swing would be.
No, they're on a similar level.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on a similar, but what I'm saying is that to get started, if you don't have anything, like, it would be weird to fucking start with bed restraints or some shit like that. This is our first toy, like, what the fuck? I got a fucking ball gag for you. Like, no, don't start there.
Right.
Get the nipple clamps later.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But start out with maybe some lingerie, like a fishnet type, like outfits are good. And then maybe you can start with like a vibrator after that.
Yeah.
And then work your way up to other things. And then once you've worked your way up to other things, then it's like, all right, well, now we're good to go. Yeah. Because now if I buy something, there isn't too much that Sonja's going to be like, what the, are you fucking crazy ass mother? Because we talk about this shit.
So another question was, what is something that threw you off or something that weird happened during sex? And it's funny because I'm like, I couldn't really think of anything. And then I thought of it. And it's not weird. It's something that I like. But
Sonja likes me to drop a deuce on a glass coffee table.
Babe, God, I'm trying to. No, that's not true, guys. Ugh. Miguel likes it when I pee on him. Come on. That's not true, guys.
That's not true either.
Anyways.
What's up?
So there was one time, and you're cute. I think you did it because I don't know. I guess I'm gonna ask you now. But there was one time where you were, and Miguel is not a foot person. Okay, he's not. He's not somebody who's into toes or sucking toes. He's just not.
Toes are not my thing. Feet are not my thing.
But you were doing it, and I did not like it because I knew you didn't like it. So why are you doing it?
Because I thought you liked it.
Well, I do like it, but I know you don't. So why are you sucking my toes? Because it made me feel a certain way because I knew you were doing it because I liked it, but I knew you didn't like it.
Yeah.
So you weren't doing it because I know how it feels when they like it, when they're into it.
Yeah.
And you weren't into it. You know, so that for me, it was weird. It was awkward.
It was weird for me too.
But it's like, motherfucker, you did it once, do it again. You'll probably get better at it, you know. But yeah, that was kind of weird for me. Has there anything been weird when have I asked you to do something that kind of caught you off guard?
No,
you're lying.
I can't. Anything that's caught me off guard?
Well, something that was not the norm, but when we started, you know, it's like when we started venturing into stuff.
There's nothing that's really caught me off guard or that I've been.
Well, there was something that you weren't used to that I asked you to do that kind of, it didn't catch you off guard, but you're like, huh.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have to say it. We don't have to say it, but how did you feel at that moment?
But police officers are not allowed to do it anymore.
My God. Babe, really? Jeez.
We're not going to say what it is. It's just in some cities, police officers are not allowed to use this move anymore.
Okay. So anyways, how did you feel?
Well, that's a fucking, you got to get, that's one that if you're not used to it, it takes a little bit to get used to because, I mean, fuck.
But what was going through your mind, babe?
Oh, nothing. I was like, all right. that was my thought. I'm like, all right. Let's fucking see where this goes.
So again, you know, there's things that you have to try. Yeah. You know, you have to try and you have to learn together. You got to grow together and have an understanding. Just, you know, talk to each other.
Yeah. Let's well, you know what? Let me do the plugs real quick. We'll bang out the rest of the questions. We'll go over a couple things before we get out of here because we're starting to run out of time. But if you guys are interested in getting, oh my God, I saw something online earlier. It's called the culicóptero. Culicóptero. Culo is ass in Spanish,
I know that.
Right?
Okay.
Cóptero is like the end of the word helicopter in Spanish. I saw something online. Somebody, you know, my friends are fucked up. There's like a butt plug with a fucking fidget spinner on the end. Like if you're bored
my gosh,
you can get one that has like a fidget spinner. So I don't know if they have them on Amazon, but if you guys want to get one, you can go to oppositesattractpod.com or oppositesattractpodcast.com and you'll see the support the show tab at the top. If you click on the support the show tab, it'll take you to our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase on Amazon doesn't cost you anything extra, and we get a little bit of a kickback, and you can help out the show. You'll also see all of our social media there. You can watch us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can follow us on everything there. And you'll also, on the Support the Show tab, you'll see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency. We do a lot of work with title companies, law firms. So if you have a document that needs to be notarized, hit us up.
Yes. And we are also affiliates with Libsyn, and Libsyn is who hosts our podcast. Some of the biggest podcasts in the world are hosted by Libsyn. If you guys are thinking about starting a podcast and you want to get your first month for free, if you go to Libsyn, Libsyn, and you sign up, you click the promo code OAP for Opposites Attract Podcast, you'll get the rest of this month or whatever month you sign up in, and you'll get the next month for free too. So you can give podcasting a try. Promo code OAP.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
All right.
Let's talk about you and me. Okay, so
what do you got? We don't have a lot of time. But.
So recently, I've put on probably 12 pounds, and I feel heavier. Like I feel more, like I feel solid. You know, like I could feel.
You feel thick.
The extra weight. Yes.
Thick.
So when I finally got some the other night.
Yeah. I mean, finally.
Dude, it was a while,
it had been like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. we're going through our positions, and then Miguel asked me to get on top, but with me facing up.
Yeah.
Right?
Reverse cowgirl.
Yeah. And I like that position, but I felt heavy. I felt like I weighed
when you were leaning back on me?
300 pounds. Nah. I felt like I was going to suffocate you.
No, you're fine.
And I didn't feel good in that position. Like I didn't feel good. And that's when I realized, all right, girl, you need to get back in that gym. And I went yesterday and it felt so great. And then Miguel comes home with shit from the store. Anyways, so I notice I haven't been on you that much because we have been going some time without sex. I feel that it has.
It was that one. It was just this last time. Okay. That was it.
I can tell you this, okay? Ladies, if you're not happy with how you look and you're feeling a certain way, you got to do something about it. Like seriously, you got to do something about it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that once you feel good about yourself, the sex is going to come. You're going to want it. He's going to want it. Same thing. I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel that you're more sexually active when you're feeling good?
Well, I'm just thinking about this right now. Like, sex is a physical activity. It is. And if you're in shape, you can do better at it. It's just what it is.
So okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So for you, it's more being in shape, lasting longer versus...
Well, looking down and seeing my fucking gut, that doesn't help.
Yeah, but for me, I don't think it's that when it comes to men. Men don't give a shit. They want it when they want it, and they don't care how they look.
It does help.
But with women, because we are more mental, like, men, you do have to put more work into it. You just can't slide your shit in her.
Yeah.
A massage would be nice with some hot wax or oil.
Fucking massage with hot wax.
Oil, but know that women, it's more of a mental thing for them. Yeah. Okay. So make them feel beautiful. Make them, talk to them, massage them, kiss them down their neck or down their back. Like put some work into it. And then in return, she will respond to what it is that you need. But you're not just going to get your shit in her.
Yeah.
And
get your don't get your shit in her.
And have good sex. Okay?
Yeah.
But again, I think feeling good physically for us women is a big thing. Because if you're not happy with how you look, you're not gonna want to get naked with your man.
Okay, regardless of male, female, whatever, being in better shape is better for sex. Period. Yeah. For both.
Mental, physical. Both. Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
So the better shape you're in, it's better.
Yes.
So let's do 2 more questions and we can wrap it up.
Here. Okay.
So I'll tell a story real quick before we get out of here. So speaking of the swing, right? We bought a swing years ago. And when I first bought it, this was in the old house. And I do research on all kinds of stuff. So I got to fucking find the studs in the ceiling and shit so I can hang this motherfucker.
So he doesn't kill me.
So, yeah. So I'm looking around and I'm looking at the bedroom and I'm trying to find. It's like, okay, so this is a good place. I don't want her head slamming off the wall here. So I find a spot for it. And when I get new things, I get excited. Like I'm waiting. I'm looking through the blinds to see when they're gonna drop it off. It's like, oh shit, I'm getting a package, and it's no different with any of this stuff,
Yeah.
So I get the swing that comes in, and I'm fucking looking for the 2x4s in the ceiling so I can hang this thing, and I find it, and I start drilling up some holes, and I don't know what happened, but so I had to put these hooks in the ceiling, and I put them in. And now I get to the point where I'm going to hang the swing from it. And I want to make sure that when you get in it, it's not going to come fucking... Like, I'm not just in the drywall and it's just going to come down when you sit in it. So I must have had gone to my toolbox or something. And I went back into the bedroom and I'm hanging up the swing. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump in this thing and I'm going to fucking bounce around so that because if I'm bouncing up and down on the swing, then it's not coming down.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, like you'll be fine. So I get the swing put up and I jump in it and I'm fucking starting to bounce a little bit and the fucking door flies open. The door flies open and it's the fucking kids. And when you look at a sex swing, like if you don't know what it is, you're not going to know what it is.
Right.
Because it just looks weird. It just looks like fucking straps hanging from a ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And but the kids saw me swinging in it. Like they saw me fucking sitting in it. Now God. Imagine.
How old were they?
They were little.
Okay. How about?
I'm thinking Joey might have been 2 or 3. 2. Audrey might have been 4 or 5, something like that. So, but like I'm thinking to myself, like, so as soon as I see them, I tell them to get out. They get out, and I shut. Like it happened so fast that they didn't even really. I think their eyes just kind of like their eyes lit up something, and then it was gone.
It's like for us.
I can't remember what the hell I told the kids, but they never saw it again.
Yeah.
They never saw it again. They never brought it up again.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, dude, imagine being a fucking little kid and you walk in
and your daddy's on a swing
and there's a fucking swing in your house.
How do you forget about that?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you, like, I fucking love swings. Like you're a fucking 3-year-old. It's like, I fucking love swings. Usually I have to go to the park for a fucking swing. There's one in my house now. I don't know how they forgot, but I got fucking busted. And, yeah, so
it sounds like you're talking so loud. They're gonna hear you upstairs.
I took it down. I put it away, and that was the end of it. Yeah. But I got fucking busted jumping up and down on the swing.
And so know this: after having a talk with Miguel and him getting to know me, he started to take steps to make sure I was taken care of.
Yeah,
he got me a swing. He got me a few toys.
Hitachi magic wand.
Best.
Look it up.
The best.
Hitachi magic wand.
I love that thing.
Look it up.
Yes.
Buy it on Amazon.
Absolutely amazing.
OppositesAttractPod.com.
Yep. We ended
Support
up
the show tab at the top.
getting those fun pillows.
Yeah, we got the pillow. That's one of the, like, you asked for that one.
Yeah. So, but he did go out of his way to do these things to keep me happy.
Well,
right? To keep everything excited.
It's not
exciting.
It's for us. It's for us.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, though. I'm this way, and you took the steps.
Yeah.
To make it exciting, to make it new, because that was one of the questions. Like being together, going on 13 years. Has the sex got boring?
It's gotten better,
or has it gotten better? And it's gotten better. Like
it's better. It's way better today than it was when we first met.
Yes. I mean, so know that it takes two.
Yeah.
It takes two. I just aged myself. No.
Well, shit, we started with the salt and pepper song.
I know. And so I'm looking at the questions. I think we answered most of them.
So before we get out of it, we got to get going. One thing I wanted to say is congratulations to Blake and Carly.
Yes.
We went to their wedding last weekend, and we just want to say congratulations. We're happy for you guys, and
yes.
You guys look great. You guys look super happy that day, and congratulations. Blake and Carly have been listening since we pretty much started the podcast, and we were kind of thinking about a tip, for Blake and Carly, since they're just brand new getting married, but I think that's the easy one. It's just the communication, the talking. It's just, that's number one for everything.
Yes.
For everybody. Like, that's everything. That's finances. That's the house. That's sex. That's kids. Everything.
So, communication and continue to date each other for life. Continue to date each other for life. On that note, one of the dates that Miguel took me on was at a golf course.
Yeah.
Backpack.
We went through the desert on a carriage ride.
Yeah. But my favorite, okay?
That was that night.
The golf course.
That was that night.
Was it? The same night?
Yes.
Man, you went out of your way. Backpack, wine, 2 glasses, a blanket, and sex on a golf course. Can't get any better than that.
Yeah. We've done a couple golf courses.
So
So anyway, yeah.
Keep it hot. Keep it steaming.
I want to say,
talk to each other, know yourself.
Yeah.
Know yourself, what you like and what you're willing to do.
Yep. I want to give a shout out to Christina Walker that followed us on Instagram, Rosanna Ramos LeBlanc on Facebook, and Love for Art left us a great comment on YouTube. We appreciate it. So welcome to all the new listeners.
Yes.
Thank you for following. Thank you for everybody that's listening around the country and around the world. And we hope you guys had a great week, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Until next time, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.